Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Nate from DMV Access. I'm here with Orion from In Dying Arms. Is that the name of the band?
Yes, sir. What it do?
Hey, not much, man. Okay, man, but before we get into the interview, just, introduce yourself. Let everyone know a little bit about you as a person.
Yeah, I'm the vocalist of In Dying Arms, and I love to party and hang out, chill with fans. Right now I'm watching Raw, so if you like wrestling, that's definitely a plus.
Nice. Who's coming on right now?
The Big Show is actually facing somebody who I don't know, but he's kicking his ass.
Did you catch Survivor Series? Sting made his debut to WWE.
Oh, I saw the replay. I didn't actually watch it, but having Sting on the show now is going to be fucking retarded. I can't wait.
It's crazy, man. All right, man. Well, first off, okay, just let us know, how did you get into music? How did you find music? What made you want to be in a band? Like, were there musical influences that you saw, like, when you were younger that just made you want to be in a band, or did you find it through school, or, like, how did you find music?
Definitely my dad. He got me my first, like, Korn album, got me into, like, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, the whole, like, nu metal phase that was out when people were younger, and I was, like, 10 or something. And I got these CDs, and I was like, this shit hits the feels because I was a pissed-off kid. Parents were divorced. People were, picking on me. I was in school. The typical story, honestly. But,
right.
It's the truth. And then I started, I learned guitar, started doing vocals when I was 13, started writing music with some dudes from, like, middle school. They all sucked. But eventually, I got better and found the right people and started this band.
Okay, cool. So how did In Dying Arms, like, how did it all come together?
How did, like, us as a group come together?
Yeah, how did you meet everyone? Like how did the band form?
Well, I was actually in high school. I was 16. This is like my third band.
Okay.
Now I'm 24, but my two previous bands lasted like a few months each. But members from each of those bands I put together, like my bassist and drummer were in the band right before In Dying Arms, and I brought them in like right after I started the band. And then two of the guitarists who were in my first band I brought into the band, which they're both not in the band right now.
All right, cool. Okay, so talk about the style, of your music. Like, well, what makes you different from all the other bands that are out there right now?
Well, we're a deathcore band, but we are one of the only deathcore bands that I personally know that incorporates a post-hardcore style, with a lot of clean singing and yet still with the harsh vocals and then the, I guess, Whitechapel style breakdown. There aren't a lot of bands who actually pull it off, and we're one of the main ones who actually do it. That's pretty much been our thing for the past few years, and we've been pushing it. And it's definitely something that people notice.
True. All right, so let's talk about deathcore. Like, what made you want to, do this style of music? Like, were your other bands the same? Were they all in the same genre? Like, how did you find this?
They were close, but the bands before, they were more like metalcore. Like, back when this band started, like in 2005, fucking Adley Dying and Killswitch Engage were on the rise. So we were still into, like, screaming and shit, breakdowns, but we just kind of progressed. After that, we got into, like, Suicide Silence back in 2007 and, bands like that. And I liked the way they screamed, and I had, like, a really dumb, monotone, stupid-ass screaming voice. So I wanted to challenge myself and just get better. So I fucking heard Mitch Walker screaming, and back when Ollie Sykes was good, I was like, he's screaming pretty fucking hard. I was like, I'm about to try and do that, so I just started practicing, and then eventually the band wanted to do heavier shit. Like, Amir came out, like, all these other heavy bands were doing this fucking thing, and we were like, dog, like, we can do that. So, we just kind of made our own type of sound with the genre.
All right. Okay, so what I want to ask is, what should we be expecting from you guys in the future? Like, I think you guys are working on is an album that you guys are working on right now?
Yes, sir, indeed.
Yeah, what could you tell us about that?
We're writing a new record right now. We actually just got a new guitarist, which we announced last week. We had a tour back in, like, September. That was his first tour. He was filling in, but we actually put him in the band. as soon as we came back home, like 2 months ago, we started writing like on the spot, and we would go down every week to the studio and just record songs. And now we almost have 10 tracks ready right now. So we're pretty much almost done right now. We're gonna work with Andreas Magnuson is what I call him. He did like Black Dahlia Murder. He did Fisher King's album. He did Gwen Stacy back in the day, Despised Icon. So it's gonna sound really good. So definitely fans should be hyped for it. It's gonna be fucking crazy.
Gotcha. Any shows coming up that you'd like to let everyone know about?
We're playing Autobar this Friday.
This Friday, all right, man. I'll definitely try to get this interview out before that. So Autobar this Friday. Who are you playing with?
We're headlining, and then direct support is Transitions. It's their CD release show. Their EP just came out, so people should definitely give it a listen. Check them out. We have Every Man Can Kill. They're on tour with the Artisan. They're playing a few local bands. There's a lot of bands playing, like 7 bands.
True. I see you guys have like a big following, and I think that's something a lot of bands these days, struggle with. I know you guys have been around for a long time, but if you could give, the bands out there any advice, like what would you say would be like the number one thing that just motivates you to just keep going and, just grow your fan base?
What motivates me to keep going is just the fans themselves, really. Like I keep telling bands, just stay together. Because after a year, that's when shit really starts picking up. And then after 2 years, look back. This is what I do. Every 12 months, I look back at what the fuck was I doing 12 months ago on this day, and I try and think, and you can just see the progression. And after every year I've been doing this shit with this band, you can see the progression every year. The more and more fans, like the more tours. Like I just want to keep going as far as we can. Climb the ladder and accomplish dreams, get all these accomplishments. It's a work in progress, but it's definitely cool if you're actually in it. Like too many bands just drop out too early. You got to stay the fuck together.
Like, what would you say is like the biggest struggle that you guys, have faced as a band?
The biggest struggle we've had? Probably with vans. Like
vans.
Van problems. Van problems are the biggest thing. If we had a working van all the time, we'd be on the road all the time. But
gotcha.
Our first van, we were me and my guitarist were in a car accident with that like last year. That sucked. And then we got a new one, and it's pretty much got ran into the ground after the tours over the summer. So this band's going to shit. Yeah.
Oh man.
So, and money, dude. Like when you're doing this type of genre, you don't make money. Not even like some of the biggest bands you listen to in this genre, they don't make a lot of money. Like maybe they go home and they can pay for like, their insurance, maybe a few bills, but they're not loaded. You know what I'm saying? They're not loaded.
Yeah.
It's not about the money though. It's all about passion. It's about, it's about the music.
Exactly. I think that's one of the things. I think that's one of the things that that's a big misconception, because I was talking to the manager of Enter Shikari. It's a pretty big band, and you would think that they're doing pretty well, but after that talk with him, all I did was ask him, would you give any, what advice can you give me if I wanted to be a tour manager? And he just said, don't do it because of the money. But yeah, man, I definitely feel you. All right, man. Well,
unless you love it, unless you're in love with doing this shit, like you're in it for the money, you're doing the wrong fucking thing.
Yeah. Any crazy tour stories you want to tell us about?
I have too many stories. The craziest story was this. We were in Las fucking Vegas, and I know what they say. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but that's not true for right now. I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Okay.
Fucking, we're in Vegas, and we're fucking drunk as fuck. You can walk on the streets, with alcohol and all this shit.
Right.
So we had this huge bottle, and we wanted jump into all the clubs and stuff. We didn't have any money, we were on tour. So we just hid the bottle behind a bush, hoping no one will get it. We go into the club, see some tits, and try and gamble with some change. Come back out, found the bottle every time, and just keep walking down the strip. So we were out all night. We fucking lost our guitarist at one point in time. I'm calling him. He doesn't know where the fuck he is. We were fucking done. On the way back to the hotel room, fucking, like, this big black booty bitch walks up to my bassist, and he's black too, wraps her arm around him, and then, you know, we all just start talking to her. And then some other chick comes up that she knows. And then some other chick. There's three, like, I would say they're fucking whores walking around with us. I thought it was funny. Whatever. We're going back to the hotel room, and I don't know who the fuck wanted to ask them about this shit, but they're like, yo, come back to our room. I'm like, oh my God. These bitches aren't even, they're not even 10. They're not even 9. They're not even 5. Like, these bitches are like 3.5.
Wow.
And if they hear this, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. So either way, we're walking up there. My drummer goes back to the room first. So whatever, we go out back, and, you know, the guys are trying to, like, get party favors, get some rock and roll, get some weed, whatever. I go in there after my drummer, so it's just me and him. There's 2 beds in the bedroom. It's just me and him. He's on one, right. I'm on one. We're drunk. I'm about to pass out. 5 minutes later, the rest of my dudes roll in with, like, 2 of the chicks. One of them, I don't know where the fuck she went. And then one of them is really trying really hard to have sex with me while I'm, like, almost done. And I'm like, I'm talking shit to her. I'm talking so much shit, and she's loving it. And I'm just telling her, shut the fuck up. You're so annoying. Oh, am I? I'm like, what, bitch? So, this bitch tried to rape me. It was bad. Like, you can ask my dudes. Like in the morning, they were like, I heard you say no a lot. And I was like, yes. It was bad. And, I mean, there's a lot of shit. I don't want to go on forever, but Las Vegas is crazy. Las Vegas is crazy.
All right, Ryan, man. Thanks so much for sharing that with us. Anything you just like to tell all the fans before, just to wrap it up?
Yeah, keep fucking checking out In Dying Arms. We have a lot of shit coming through, more tours. This will be our best album yet. It's gonna sound like Obama. It's gonna sound great. So be sure to check it out. I don't really have much else to say. I mean, you know, keep supporting.
All right, thanks so much, man. All your social media, how can we reach you?
You can reach me on my Facebook, facebook.com/Orion Stevens. And that's as far as reaching me, yeah. But, you know, everyone knows the basics, Instagram, the band's page on Facebook, Twitter, all that shit.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much for doing this interview, man. We'll talk to you soon.
No problem. Let me know when this shit's posted, motherfuckers!